Awesome. It's great to see everybody coming in. Gonna get started in about 1 minute. Thank you, Miss Deborah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to, I think, one of the final sessions of today before we have our closeout session. So today is all about Discovery Ed and Wixie. And I just wanted to briefly introduce two people. So we have Miss Deborah, who's helping us out today, and she has put in some closed caption directions for those who may need that accommodation today. And so also I would love to introduce my colleague, Miss Meredith McClure Scott, who I've had the pleasure of meeting today in person. We've conversed a couple of times on email, but she has a wonderful spirit. So I just wanted to just introduce her to you guys. She's an e-coach from Oakwood Elementary. And so I leave you guys in her hands for the first part of our session.
Well, thank you, Christiana Gaines. Christiana works as a fifth grade teacher at Severn Elementary, and I'm really looking forward to your session on exit tickets and discovery. So Christiana and I both have 15 minutes, so I'm going to move quickly. So please bear with me. All questions should go in the chat. Thank you so much. So we're going to learn how to use Wixie, Google Drive, and Google Drive to make shareable animated GIF files today. I do pronounce it GIF because Stephen Wilhite, the GIF inventor in the 1980s, he pronounced it GIF with a soft J. So out of respect for him, I say GIF. He did win a Webby Award for inventing the GIF, and sadly, he passed away in March 2022 from COVID complications. But that aside, creating animated projects definitely helps our students make deeper connections to what they're learning. Also, our students are fantastic at consuming digital projects, but what we want to do is make sure they're producing animated projects. So building GIFs is a wonderful way to work toward that. So how do I introduce animation to fourth graders at Oakwood Elementary School? I start with professionally made flip books like the ones you see at the bottom of your screen. I just bought them on Amazon, and I let tables of 4 to 5 students flip through them. They laugh, they enjoy them, and then I show them this video. I'm going to stop presenting for a second and share this with you. Sorry, my screen got a little big. Here we go. So this is about a 1-minute video. I hope you enjoy it. Let me mute myself and share it. So you get the idea. They get pretty excited about making flip books. And then I kind of break it to them that it's a lot more tedious than they think. So they look at that video and they've looked at some samples, and then I hand them their own flip book that they get to create on their own. And they start out very excited. And within about 15 minutes, the depression, overwhelms them. It's tedious. It's hard to make exactly the same thing with one small change on every single page. But at the end of 45 minutes, that first lesson, they have a respect for animators and the process of animation. So that's one class session. The next time I see them, I announce that they're going to be creating their own GIF files. And they're going to see from this process how much better it is to make a GIF than it is to make a flip book, because you have better tools. So the first thing I have them do is log into Wixie. The next step is to click New. Third step, I have them select Portrait, but it really doesn't matter. You could do Landscape if you wished. Step 4 is to give your document a name, and then to click on the plus sign at the bottom of the page. And then I have them make, for step 5, 6 to 12 simple images. And you can see I just have a stick figure creating or playing with a yo-yo. It's very simple. I think it's just 2 colors, maybe 3. And then they select File, click Download, and choose GIF. So I also include directions in Brightspace of how to upload that to Google Drive for my students. And I wanted to share some examples of student work with you. So let me present that if I could, just to give you an idea about what is possible. So I just put together a small gallery. All right, thanks. Let me see if, there we go. All right, so this was a student who was studying pollution, and she just decided to make a GIF about the earth getting greener. This is another student who has a definite bent towards science fiction. Another student who loves soccer. I don't know why I really love this one. So this young lady almost started the beginning of a poem. So I may assign this as a vehicle for poetry sharing. So you can see that there are, a lot of different options for how you can share student work. I wanted to show you sort of a collection of how I use this to finish out the animation unit. So remember, there was the 1 day spent on building a flip book. The second day was spent building the GIF, and then I have them in WeVideo making a digital book recommendation. This is not an actual image of my student Ethan to protect his privacy, but you can see that there are, it's a nice way to sort of show what students can build and make digitally. And as for sharing it, you can also take this to another level by having a gallery, have the students whose work you want to feature, have them log into their Chromebooks, invite younger students to sit with them and ask about their work. I think that's a really nice way of sharing that. And may I ask for a time check? Does anyone know how much time I have left in my 15 minutes?
think you have, well, we started at 2:40, right? So you
Uh-huh.
have about 5 more minutes.
Okay, in the 5 minutes that we have left, I'm going to stop talking, or at least so much. I'm going to have you all go to Wixie, if you would, and we're going to do a 2-slide GIF file. So if you would, let me share my screen again here. And here we go. So if you go to class link, I'm just going to share my entire screen. Okay. Okay, it's taking a little bit of time. Sorry about that. Can you all see my, let me see if I can do that again. So for some reason it didn't want to present. Let's see if I can go to entire screen and share. Okay, this looks like it might work this time. Well, at any rate, let me open in a separate tab. For some reason, it seems as though it doesn't want to jump in. I'll just show you really quickly what that looks like so that it's a lot easier, because I don't want to go into my partner's time. Okay, so within Wixie, you would click up here on Start New. And so I'll jump over and do that. I choose Portrait, but you can choose what you like. And then here, you just draw 2 images. And when you're ready to download them, you click Download. And then you save as GIF. And it'll be animated. And let me stop presenting. Sorry about that. Well, that is basically what I had to show you. I'm going to drop my slides. I think I'll wait to drop my slides until the very end, just so that my partner has your full attention. But I will certainly put those at the end of her presentation. And I want to thank everybody for coming. Feel free to reach out to me via email, or I guess email would be the best way. But thank you all very much. I hope this was useful. And now, without further ado, Christiana Gaines.
Oh, awesome, awesome presentation, Meredith. That was super easy. I don't know about you guys, but I actually want to try this because the little GIFs were like GIFs, sorry, GIFs.
Hey, you're right. It's both are correct according to every dictionary that I've looked at. The only reason I call it a GIF is because the creator did.
Right, and that's what we should go with. But thank you so much for that presentation.
Sure thing.
So thank you guys again for joining. I'm going to share my screen now for the Discovery Ed exit ticket. So let me know if you guys can see my screen. Can I get some thumbs up?
Looking good.
And Christiana, just to let you know, we are not hearing your voice if you're speaking.
I think she's frozen. Meredith, do you have her phone that you could text her to ask her to step out and then come back in again?
I gave her my phone
It
number.
looks like maybe she's done that. I don't know.
Okay, hopefully she'll come back in. If not, we could practice making GIFs. Hopefully she'll get back in.
Yeah, I don't see her in the lineup here.
Okay. If folks want to open up Wixie and click on New, that would be great. And we'll just go ahead and let me open mine up to do a quick demo. And all right. All right. So again, I think I am sharing. Yes, I am sharing this. You'll want to click on New in the upper left-hand corner where the plus is on the orange background. And immediately after that, you choose a size. I always choose portrait, but by no means do you have to. And then to make a GIF, remember you're adding lots of images. I have my students do up to 12 pages, but for today's purposes, I'd just like you to do two pages and then give it a title you'll remember. I will call it Mayor's GIF sample. And over here, if you haven't used Wixie before, feel free to grab a paintbrush and your palette will appear. Let's say, I'm going to have, whoops, that's not right.
And Meredith, Christiana is back.
Oh, that's great. Welcome back, Christiana. Let me stop presenting.
And you do have a few questions in the chat that you may want to address.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, go right ahead and address those. I don't know what happened, but I just got kicked out. I don't know what happened. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Let's see if I can get this back, and I apologize for that delay. Okay, can you guys see my screen now? And I hope it doesn't kick me out again.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. So what I would like to do is actually start by going right into Discovery Ed. I have my slides that I'm going to share with you guys, which actually has a step-by-step directional for you to follow on your own. So don't worry if I'm going a little bit fast, because I do want to respect everyone's time, but I'm just showing you that there is a step-by-step guide in the slides that I'll be sharing with you in just a moment. So if you guys can go to, I'm going to present my screen as here. Now, can everyone see this with the My Apps? You're going to go to Discovery Ed. So make sure that you're using the Discovery Ed application. And from here, you can choose any video that you would like. Let's see if it will let me. Let's see. Stop sharing that. Ah, I see it. Made it go to this. Okay. Discovery Ed. So if you guys can see my screen here, it's on the Discovery Ed app. You can choose whatever video you would like. Mine is going to be about food chains and web, since that's what we just did in science. And so from here, you notice it could say build an activity. You don't want to just go directly to assigning. You want to go to building an activity. And from here, you put in video quiz. And this allows you to actually give some questions throughout the video at different timestamps. So if I quickly hit next, then it's going to walk you through each step. So what you're going to do is it's going to play. You're going to play the video. And as you get to certain spots in the video, you can go ahead and create a question. So if, let's say, I want to add a question here, and my question is simply going to be, how do all plants start? They start as seeds, right? Or I can say, What is the name, the scientific name for all plants? In our class, I have told them that plants are producers, right? Because they can create their own energy. So here you can have the name, the question, you can give it a point value. And then here you can do an auto grade keyword match where if they say producers, right, producer, then it will actually immediately grade it as correct if that name is in their answer. You hit save and play because you want the video to continue, and then you can add new questions, continue to add new questions. Now from here, you can hit save and close, or you can hit launch. But if you hit save and close, then you'll see that there is your video here. You can go ahead and edit. You can assign, you can launch now. If you choose to assign, you want to make sure that before you assign that you do not allow skipping, because skipping will allow students to fast forward the video. They're going to end up skipping questions. So you want to make sure that you do not allow skipping. It will default to an on, but you want to make sure you toggle that off. Okay, and then you hit continue. They're going to prepare the activity, and here's where it gets interesting. You can do it as select students. You can do it by entire class. You can do it for all your classes. If you press here, you can do all your classes. You can just do your science classes, or you can do select students, and then you can go ahead. But I am going to just go back, and I'm going to hit all my students. So then I hit next. I actually can put a start date and an end date, and I can go ahead and assign. Once I assign, here is the wonderful part about this. I can view it in my assignment manager. And from here, this is active for both of my classes, including my homeroom. I can put here, open assignment, but I can also see right here where it says results. I can see the results of my class. If you tap into it, you can also see the names of the students, if they've started, if they've turned it in, their results, and their grade. This will allow you to see where the misconceptions are and how you can better address it in your next class meeting. So I know that was a lot really, really quickly. Any questions so far on that? Okay, perfect. And then so that can be used as an exit ticket for you to see if they've got the content. Yes, Miss Alexandria.
Sorry, so 2 questions. For the auto grader, is it particular about if your answer in there is capitalized, lowercase, that kind of thing?
It should not be, but I like that you, I love that question, because what you can do is you can put more than one keyword by putting a comma there and then putting it in lowercase as well, just to cover all bases. Yep.
Is it also the only option is for students to fill in their answer, or can you also do multiple choice?
I believe you could do multiple choice. I did not go into that, but I believe you can do multiple choice if there's a drop down there. Yep. And so what this allows, and what I like about this, is that it's not just them watching a video and then doing a one question afterwards. It's basically making sure that they're paying attention throughout the video. And so a lot of times I find with my students, I give them a video. I think that they're paying attention. By the time they get to their exit ticket, their answer is just way off base, or something that they thought of along the way because they got distracted. But I feel like with this, they're now paced and they can go ahead and gather more information as they go along. Let me go back to sharing the presentation. Any other questions so far? Okay, also, let's see if I have this here. And so here, like I said, you can see the student responses. And so I like this tool here because we all are talking about data, right? So we don't want to just give them something that they're not going to utilize, or that we're not going to utilize to then further their lessons in the future. So we want to make sure that we take advantage of that results box and then go ahead and see what those misconceptions are. I know we don't have much time. What time does it end? At 3:10?
That's right.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. So I know that was a lot, but what I can do is I'll go back and give you like the first couple of slides and see if you guys want to dive in and go into Discovery Ed right now, because now it's your turn. You guys can actually do that, or I can turn it back over to my colleague because I know there were some questions that you guys had in the chat. Yes, and I'm going to drop the slides presentation into the chat for you guys just now. But I do want to acknowledge any questions and if there was any questions from my colleague before. So feel free to pop your hand up and ask questions of either of us. And thank you so much for your time.
And I just put the Wixie to GIF files in there with all the links and notes, so you can do this on your own with your own students.
The attendance and evaluation link is in the chat.
Oh, you're most welcome. Thank you guys for attending. And I believe both of us have dropped our slides in the chat, so feel free to make the copy for yourselves.
And Deborah, is this something that Christiana and I fill out? I'm talking about the attendance and evaluation session, or do we just not?
That's a good question. I think that probably you're okay not to do it.
Well, that's kind of too bad. I was going to say all kinds of great things about us.
But go ahead. Go ahead and do it if you want to. I mean, I know that you're supposed to be in here. And the session wouldn't have happened if you weren't there. But yeah, definitely do it if you want to.
I love it.
Name of the shared drive for today?
Ask that a question again, Leslie.
What's the name of the shared drive for today's files?
Let me check. Hold on one second. "2023 Fall E-Coach." I don't know if that's what you have or not, but I believe that all of this is going to be posted in the Brightspace community.
Oh, okay, because I don't see it there. I was just curious. Thank you.
I mean, they're going to wait until the recordings are available and get all of that in there. And I believe that the presentations will be there as well.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for attending, especially as the last session of the day. We appreciate your time.
Yes, absolutely true. We know that it's hard at the end of the day, and we weren't sure who would come. So thank you for being so generous and giving us your attention.
Thank you both very, very much. It was great.
Awesome.
Thanks, Debbie. Take care.